What more do we know at this hour on the death of Alexei Navalny?
Well, details are still few and far between. This news having been announced just a couple of hours ago. We understand from the prison service that Navalny was allegedly taken ill while taking a walk from his solitary confinement. He is, of course, spending a lot of time, or had been spending a lot of time, in solitary confinement while in prison in Russia's far north. This is when he was taken ill. That's what officials are saying. Medics were called at around 1 p.m. Moscow time and tried to resuscitate him, but at 2:17 Moscow time, he was declared passed away. He was declared deceased. Now, there was some reports in the media in immediate aftermath of this news that he had died from some sort of issue with a blood clot. That news has been unconfirmed as of yet, and the official reaction we have got is that authorities are saying to wait for the post-mortem before it's clarified exactly what did happen. It is obvious that whatever happens over coming hours, indeed, we've already seen reactions coming in, that we're going to get two very different versions of events from Russian authorities, from Russian officials, from the Kremlin, and of course from Navalny's allies, opposition activists and supporters, and independent media as well. And some of that reaction has been flooding through over the last hour and a half.
All right, let's start with the Kremlin's line. So far, not much reaction. No mention of Navalny by the Russian president himself. Vladimir Putin filmed in a televised exchange earlier with students and factory workers in the Ural city of Chelyabinsk. The Kremlin spokesperson was with him. He was asked about Navalny's death.
As far as we know, currently, in accordance with all existing rules, everyone is engaged in all checks, clarifications, and so on. That is, there is no need for any special instructions because there is a certain set of rules that everyone is now following.
Daniel Hawkins, Vladimir Putin, who in the past has made a point of never uttering Alexei Navalny's name.
That's right, indeed. And many opposition activists and supporters of Navalny would say that's because Navalny has been a rather big and uncomfortable thorn in the Russian authorities' side for many years, from the founding of his anti-corruption foundation onwards, which was, of course, declared a legal extremist organization back in 2021, which is when Navalny himself, of course, was jailed on those corruption charges. We've had official response as well from the Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova, who said that the immediate response from Western leaders, Western officials, and we have had a lot of that coming in as well, condemnation and allegations that what happened today, if of course confirmed also by Navalny's supporters, was effectively an act of state murder. Those, of course, I have to remind, are the allegations coming from opposition activists. The Russian authorities have made very clear that there has to be an investigation, an official investigation into what happened. Indeed, one member of the Russian Duma saying earlier today that Russian authorities simply have no interest and no motive in the murder of Navalny because he was being jailed for a very long time, a very long sentence. Some officials have taken a more balanced approach, saying that stopping short, rather, of accusing the authorities of being behind this death, but saying that it was his conditions in prison which could have led to health complications, which could have led to his death. That includes Dmitry Muratov, Nobel Prize winner, as well as the Human Rights Council member of the Russian president as well. So certainly, as I say, whatever happens over the next days and weeks with the investigation, which will inevitably happen, we are going to get two very, very different pictures here from authorities and from opposition supporters.
Are we expecting it to be a topic of conversation on state media? It is the run-up to presidential elections.
Well, certainly this will be unavoidably covered in state media. I don't think this is going to get a huge amount of coverage, of course, with events ongoing, the war in Ukraine, the presidential elections coming up. State media is likely to choose to focus on events on the front line, which are reaching a critical tipping point right now and have been over the past few days. This will certainly be discussed perhaps on opposition media Telegram channels, on alternative media Telegram channels, which a minority of Russians do get their information from. but certainly the theories will be swelling already as we speak as to what could have been behind Navalny's death, who could have been behind Navalny's death, and certainly attributing blame, as we've seen already. So certainly among alternative media channels, that is very much going to be a focus that people will be honing in on.
Daniel Hawkins reporting live from Moscow. Many thanks for that update.